Hello and welcome back to my channel, Delias Paris with Indian Hen Farm. Guys, this is another Thursday video where we have been working on this journal together. And if you want to follow the entire process from beginning to end, I did link the playlist below. If you just want to, if you find one page interesting and you want to follow that, great. So we stopped sort of here from last week, and we did the double belly band and sort of the extended tag with the secret pocket, right? And this week, I've got this piece here, which is the tuck that I just added some journaling space to. And then this is it's a pretty simple layout. It's fun to decorate it together though. So what I've got here is I used some more of this book, The Evening Garden. Peter Lauer, I think, was the name of the author of the book. So I wanted to utilize those pages throughout this whole book. So I've got some more here. I made myself a little pocket with, I'll make a journaling card or something to put in there. This is just a placeholder for now. And then I've got this tuck here. And I haven't decided what I'm going to add, for my tags and my tuck papers and everything, but I like to put placeholders, so I'm just going to put this here. And so we've got this cluster collage here. And then along the back, we just did a pocket with the other side of that page. And yeah. So we're going to, sort of work on this piece. It's pretty simple. And see how far we get. And if we get far enough, maybe we'll continue and do a little more. So I'm going to switch books here. This page here, sorry, I did want to mention real quick that I did put the tutorial up for this, and I'll link, excuse me, I'm so sorry. We'll link to, I'll link to this in the bottom of this video. But this was the journaling card. It's all torn up. Just utilizing torn pieces of paper, and I added a charm and a tab here, a whale tab. And then we've got journaling space along the back. And this goes in this secret pocket that I guess isn't so secret, since I do like having that tuck out. But I love the look of having stuff that, sort of comes out the side. I did add this piece to the next page, which is our tuck. So we can add paper there. And now we are going to, move forward to the next look here. Okay, let's see. So the first thing I wanted to utilize was some more of that book page, the Peter Lauer. So I've got this, which I just think is gorgeous. I love that. Look at that folded. I just can't get over how cool these illustrations are. The Night Blooming Grandi Flores. Okay. So I'm going to pick out a second one because I want to have pages. So I'm just looking for I'm looking to see if I have any other full pages. I thought I had all of my stuff together, and of course I forgot something. But you know what? Let's do this. Let's do that one. Easy peasy. Okay, so I'm going to glue these together and turn this into one page, okay? So I got I'm going to use glue stick and my art glitter glue, which I think will work pretty well. Let me make some more space for myself here. Here we go. Do not glue the one you like. Okay, so I want that to go that way. And sorry, I'm just trying to decide. Yeah, like that and that. Okay, just making sure. Because that's the kind of stuff I do. I'm like, wait a minute. I wasn't thinking it through. You guys, just a little heads up. Now is the time to start thinking about your eco prints. If you like the plant, sort of base papers, I'm starting to collect. In fact, I've got some dying next door. Our tannins, the tannins in the leaves by fall have really increased, and the reds and the purples have come out, and you just get such beautiful eco prints. I have a video on it, and I started noticing about 5 days ago that I had some leaves on the ground. So I've already started getting those, picking those up and eco printing them because it's just my favorite. My favorite. I get some of the most beautiful colors. That's what I guess I'm trying to say. Ever so eloquently. So if that's important to you, start thinking about, getting out there and collecting some leaves and doing some eco prints. I have a full tutorial. I'll link that below too. If you've never done it before, it's so rewarding. And I think it can really just add a lot of beauty to a journal. So now I've got a front and back. Okay. Get my little mat out here. Okay, so I think I'm going to fold mine. I wish I'd just make sure that's okay. I'm trying not to get like a bubble in there. Usually I would let my glue dry really well before I kept going, but we're on camera and we don't have time for that, do we? Okay. Okay. So that is going to be my next page. It's going to go here. Gosh, I really can't get over how much I love those images, and I don't mind that torn look in there, so I'm going to keep that, but I am going to round these corners. I'm going to use my 7mm. I started to pull out some eco prints, and I'd used iron as a mordant, so I scrubbed really well, but there's some marks still on my hands. I really don't like using gloves when I'm opening my eco prints because I feel like I've got clumsy fingers. Okay, I wanted the other side. Yeah, this one. Here we go. Okay, so this one fits in here, so I don't need to trim it down or anything. And I was kind of playing with sort of what card I want for my pocket. And again, use dimensions that work for your size journal. My little card that I got is 4 inches by 5.5. And normally, so I was thinking about, because I love this paper, but I thought it doesn't feel very evening to me. But then I thought more about it because I grow a lot of my eco print flowers. I have a pretty big garden. And one of the things that I've been noticing is in the mornings when I go to collect my flowers and I get them ready to dry, to harvest and dry, a lot of times underneath the flower or in between the two leaves there's honeybees and bumblebees, and they're asleep. And I thought, you know what? That's so kind of cool that they're sleeping in my garden at night, and then, you know, that I'm beating them, which doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm waking up and getting out there before they are. So I thought I kind of do want to add one of these, sort of as an homage, I guess. So I am going to round these corners too, and this is it's not super thick cardstock, but it's thicker. I don't need to cut this down at all. It'll work. Or, sorry, not cut it down, but reinforce it. That works for me. And what I am thinking, though, is this takes up a lot of room on this illustration. So I'm going to cut some of the sides down. Okay, let's see. Let's cut off this edge, maybe. Ooh, okay. And this one. We're just going to craft together, guys. I'm just going to do it. Okay, you know what? Might as well cut off that top one, too. Okay. And I guess we'll round the corners again, since I did not think that through. You know what? Let me just, yeah, I like that better. It doesn't take up quite as much space, which I think is good. Okay. So I know this is going to be in my pocket. Let's find, I use a 1-inch circle punch. Use whatever size you want, or none at all. I've got, okay, my middle's right about there. And let's just, I just go in really shallow. That's the look I like best. Okay. And I wish I hadn't rounded that corner, but we're just gonna move on. We're not gonna stress about it. We're not gonna overthink it. I say that a million times and then I overthink it, right? Oh, you should see me. I was just going back through the other journal and I was like, oh, I want to redo this and I'm gonna vamp this up, and you know, it's a process. And I don't think I knew this when I was first starting, is that it's, you know, you're going to revisit these pages. So when you get to places where you're like, well, I don't love it, but I don't know what else to do, or you finish something and you maybe feel disappointed, or whatever it is, walk away. Walk away from it, close the book, you know, come back tomorrow or next week or next month, whenever, and you're going to see it immediately, and you're going to be like, oh, you know what? I know what this needs. And I think that's part of the process is not every page layout is a home run the first time, but sometimes it's a little bit of a journey. It takes a little time, which is fun. Okay, so I've got this piece here. And then I have these little clusters that I've made. And I'm going to do, next I'm going to do a 15-minute or a quick tutorial on these. I'm sure y'all know how to make clusters, but I struggle because I really love insects in my journals. Like I love I mean, there isn't a garden without insects, right? There aren't flowers, and I'm really into sort of nature and botanically inclined journals. And so my thought process, like when I go looking, I find some stuff, but I don't find as much as I would like. I find lots of butterflies, lots of dragonflies, but I want some of the ugly guys. Like, look at this guy. Now, if he were 10 feet tall, I'd be terrified. But I find these very cool and interesting. And I think as I've grown older and I've spent more time working with the, I guess, the land or the garden and the sort of all of that, I've come to appreciate all of the little critters that create that space and how they all have a role and a need. So I made some of these, and I'm going to use one of these, and then I'll go ahead and I probably am doing this backwards. I should probably do this video first, but then I'll put these in, okay? So you can see the process if you care, if it's interesting to you. You may have your own cool clusters already set. So I've got this guy. He's kind of cool, huh? Let's just look. I wish I had more smaller ones. In fact, the other day I was making a whole bunch of smaller ones, but right now most of these are big. So you win. You win the prize. Okay, so unless I want to use this one. Oh, let's use this one because it's a little smaller and I like the contrast against the, rather than a hornet and a honeybee. Okay. So I know I'm going to use this, and I feel like this page needs some color. So I've got my washi tapes out, and I use washi tape a lot to add just a little bit of color. And this is Flowers Cover the Sky. It's one of my favorite sets because it's a little translucent and it has all the colors that I need, and it seems like it works for everything. You know, I wonder if that's too busy or maybe, yeah, I'm going to stick with one of these. Let's not go too crazy. So let's ink this back page real quick. I'm waiting on pins and needles because I said I wasn't going to order anything new, really. And I got to tell you, I've been so good this year. I can't believe how good I've been. But, I've got, there's some new techniques I want to explore. And whenever there's a new technique, it requires new supplies. Okay. Let's get this out of the way. I probably didn't even need to ink that with y'all here. So we are going to glue this on, and it's a pocket. So we're just going to glue the 3 sides. Okay. And let's get that one going. There we go. Oh, darn, you know what? I didn't put anything in that for ease. Here. I like to put in a piece of paper just to create some ease as that dries, because that makes it a little easier, especially if you have something that's 2 or 3 pages that you're putting in and it's not just a single tag or something. And then I've got this guy, and he needs some ink. Just here. Okay. So let's get this guy on. I want him to be just a tuck. So I'm going to go here, here and here. Let's do that. Okay. Get all the way up. Okay. And here we go. Oh, hold on. There. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now we have our just sort of cluster tuck. And this, I feel like this needs some color here, just a little something. I think I'm going to use green. Rustic Wilderness sounds like a good option. Let's do Rustic Wilderness. And I just have a little number stamp here. I'm going to use, okay, that's a lot of ink. Okay, put my pen back in my glue. There we go. And there, just give it a little something. Little. Okay. And sometimes I like to write so this is just a fine tip, ultra fine. And I just kind of reinforce that ink with a little black just to make it pop a little more. Okay. So a little washi tape. I'm trying to, hold on. Let me just, okay. So I really like to use washi tape for sort of edging and small splashes of color. It's probably my favorite way to use it. And I put it on the mat. And that way I can tear off little pieces. And let's see here. Okay. I think probably should have done this first. Yeah, I like that. Just a little something. And I got this one. What are we going to do with this one? Come here. Let's take a little piece off here. Stay. No, I want something smaller. Or more something. Okay, let's try this one. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Let me open that up just a little bit, and I will reinforce this with glue once I kind of figure out where I want them all. And then maybe one more piece. Let's see, maybe a longer one. Maybe let's see. Maybe here. And oh, if I can get a hold of it. Oh, shoot. You know what? Hold on. Okay. Okay, so this one here. Okay, so just adds a tiny something to this page, a little dimension. And I am going to reinforce these with glue because washi tape is not permanent on its own. Oh. Okay, where did I put my paper towel? Huh. Oh, here we go. Okay, and so I like to position it, and then I just take up one side and then the other. And that's just been my favorite way to sort of realign where I want it. Okay. Oh, let's get you all the way over. Okay. And this one. And I don't want that to be quite. There you go. There we go. Okay. And let's get this little piece down here. Okay. So there's sort of our tucky page, right? Super simple, super easy. And then we flip this over. Let's get, I usually, if you guys saw the lamp I'm working on, I don't know why that keeps coming up. I keep trying to get rid of it. Okay. So this page, maybe I should restart my computer. Okay. So we've got this page here. I think that's lovely. And if we had here, I'll just pull these just so we can see. So we would have something here and something here. Okay. And then what I did is on this other side is I just gave it some double pockets. And I'm going to do one other thing a little different this time. I'm going to do a cool washi tape seam down the middle because I feel like it reinforces these papers for one. So let's see what we've got lots of. What do we, what about this one? It's kind of dark though, isn't it? It's kind of going, it's like hitting it with a baseball bat. But let's hit it with a baseball bat. Let's give it a try. What's the worst that can happen? Okay, so let's get this down. Hopefully I have enough. I always feel like my favorite washi tapes never have as much as I want on the roll. It's like 6 feet or something. I don't know. I don't know why they do that. Because when you think of this inside piece of cardboard. Anyway. Okay, let's see. How long is this? Okay. And let's get tearing. Oh. Okay, there we go. And this time, I just want to tear a small amount off the edge. I might need to start with some scissors. Sometimes when I'm tearing the smallest amount off, I can't get my fingernails in there very well. Okay. Well, I'm making this look way more complicated than it should. Okay. Sorry. Usually it's much easier. I don't know what's going on today. I don't know, but it's okay. We got this. Oh, that's a big piece. Okay, there we go. And so we know we're gonna have this right about there. Let me tear off. Try and tear some of this other side off. One of my hacks in the past has been just use 2 pieces. But I don't have that much tape left, so I'm going to try and make this work. There we go. Oh, come on. Don't tear all the way. Okay, there we go. Got it. I got it. Okay, let's just flip it. There we go. I think I'm going to do it this way. Okay. And let's get this last little piece. Okay. And I did want to do bottom pocket. And you know what? I think we're going to do a different kind of pocket than the other one. I think what I would like to do, I pulled this out, but yeah, I still want to use this. Okay, let me think here. So I think I'm going to do, let's find, okay. I'm going to cut off maybe about 4 inches. I think that works. Let's take a look. Okay. And I'm going to do this different because I wasn't in love with that other one. Let me think here. Okay. I'm going to go to there and there. There's my end. There we go. Actually want to go see if I can find another one of these pads at Hobby Lobby. I was there, but I gotta wait for it to go on sale because I loved this pad. And scrapbooks 12 by 12 is one of the things I still buy. Okay. And here's my middle. Okay. So, let me think here. I am going to use my ruler. Let's see. Okay. There we go. You guys like this, I promise. Well, okay, I don't promise, but I really like this. Come on, guys. Cut. Okay. Okay. Like that. Let's do it like that. That looks pretty, huh? Okay, I'm gonna do it like that. So I am going to give this a little fold. Okay. There we go. That's weird. Let's do it. That is not, I want more. Okay. There we go. Okay. And no point inking this. I don't, well. Okay. We can get some ink on there. A little bit. Okay. I didn't like the lace the way I did it on the other one. It wasn't my favorite, so I'm not gonna redo it. Oh, hold on. Come here. There we go. Okay. What am I doing here? Here. Sometimes. Okay. And here. Okay. 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 We'll trim the excess off when we're done. And I wanted this one like that. Okay. I love that. If I could find a whole pad of just this paper, of course I say that and I'm all like, I can't love it enough. And then I'll buy a whole bunch and then all of a sudden I stop using it. What is up with that? Why do we do that? I don't know. I have no idea. This video is getting a little long for this really simple layout. I'm sorry, guys. But we're going to live. Okay, and we'll put this one here. I like that better. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let me think for a sec. If I glue this like, yeah, okay. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks kind of cool. Let's make sure we are good here. Okay. I think there we go. Yeah, there we go. Much happier. Okay. That is much more my style. And everybody's different. So if you prefer the other way, you know, with adding, oh, we're adding a little more glue, aren't we? Let's see. Okay. Make sure that's on there. So now, if we do it that way, we've got, we can put one here. That looks way better. What do y'all think? Yay or nay? I'm sure you'll let me know. And make sure that's okay. Just make sure. Sorry. I might need to give that a little bit of sewing. We'll see. Why is that? Oh, hold on. There we go. Okay. So now we have our page here with our tucks. Open it up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets instead of just the 2 flat ones, which were, in my opinion, just boring. And yeah, I think we're going to stop there because we're at 41 minutes and I really don't like to make these too long. And then I'm going to do a 15-minute sort of a quickie video on these and get these on there. And that way, if you don't, you have the ability to make these little clusters for this side here. But yeah, I think it's all working together and I love it. So, y'all enjoy your day. If you have any, questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. I really appreciate y'all. Okay. Thanks. Bye-bye.